Welcome to Silicon Valley Asian Business Talk.
Hello, everyone. This is Roger Chen from University of San Francisco Center for Business Studies and Innovation, Asia Pacific. Welcome, BV Jagadeesh, and also thank you for joining our interview program. Would you please briefly introduce yourself?
Yes. First of all, Roger, thank you so much for having me as part of this. It's such a pleasure and an honor to be associated with University of San Francisco and then be part of this. I came to this country in 1982, and I actually had already finished my master's degree in India itself, and I had worked for a couple of years, and I happened to just get a job in a Silicon Valley high technology company. And since then, pretty much I have worked all my life until I started my own in 1993. I pretty much had worked in mostly startup companies. So I was sort of fortunate to work with different kinds of startup companies so that even though I was an engineer for many, many years, I got to actually see different aspects of building the product and then bringing the product to the market as well. I started my own first company end of 1993, which is Excellence Communications, where we pioneered the whole concept of internet data centers. We had version 1 of the AWS cloud that we used to offer to our customers. The company, we went public in 1998. I left the company in 2000 to start another company called NetScaler, which actually solved the problem for this hyper growth that the data centers were experiencing because of the server inefficiency. We dramatically reduced almost like 10:1 in terms of the number of servers that people used to deploy before to people deployed with the NetScaler. So that reduced tremendous data center footprint consumption, power consumption, the overall cost of running a data center for corporations. And that company, as you know, after 9/11, the entire market sort of collapsed. So we'll discuss that a little bit later. But eventually we came back and we built a flagship product, the NetScaler load balancers, which then started to do extremely well. And in 2005, Citrix came forward to acquire us. So for the last 10, 12 years or so, I've been primarily focused as an angel investor, and I'm working with the next generation of entrepreneurs, mostly in B2B and enterprise infrastructure, software, SaaS companies. About 40% of my time I spend on nonprofit organizations, both in the US as well as in India.
Discussion topic: how to build startups as acquisition targets.
Are there any kind of lessons or guidance or wisdoms in building startup companies to become attractive acquisition target, and versus kind of going with another path, which is IPO? Do you think there's any difference or any kind of lessons in building these two different type of exits?
Yeah, no, there is a vast difference. There is a vast difference. So when you're building a company for acquisition, then typically what I have seen is entrepreneurs who have deep market knowledge and product knowledge in a certain vertical area. And they know what the gap that exists in the big players.
Big play means the big companies, incumbents in that vertical space. Okay.
In that vertical space, yeah. In fact, I have a friend who primarily builds products to be acquired, and he enjoys doing that. So he's an expert in the EDA space.
Oh, okay. EDA?
Yeah, that electronic design automation.
Yeah.
The big companies in that are Synopsys, Cadence, Mentor Graphics. So this entrepreneur, he knows precisely from a product technology and a product perspective what is the gap that exists as the market is evolving to the next level. Because in semiconductor design, right, the microns are dropping continuously. And that means the tools need to improve on a continuous basis. And sometimes these big companies don't move fast enough. So he knows that this is where the technology is heading towards, and this is where the gap would be. And I know how to build this. So he builds the company, builds the product, and he gets like 8 or 10 customers. And that is a perfect position for him to go and sell it to one of these 3 companies. So as a matter of fact, he has built 3 companies so far. And each of these companies, is being bought by one of these 3 guys.
Whoa, that's amazing. So just very quickly, kind of try to kind of make sure I understand you. Basically, the starting point, if you try to build an acquisition target, is to understand the pain points of the incumbents in that particular space and understand the trend. Then you basically try to solve the pain points of these large corporations, right?
Exactly.
And also the other thing I want to kind of clarify or get your kind of point is, when you say when this company got about 10 customers, then he tried to kind of sell the startup company. Is that the stage where he got the product market fit?
It's basically no. It's not a complete product market fit. Instead, it is more like the product that I have built is validated, and this is what the big companies want. In fact, they don't want too many customers, right? Because it becomes a headache. It becomes a headache for them. But they want to make sure the technology and the product that you have built is working. And the best way to prove that the product is working is if it's working in a customer environment. Rather than me saying, hey, I have this great product, great technology, all that. Instead, if I say, go talk to this customer, go talk to this customer, the customer will tell you what my product is doing.
Thank you for watching.